Picture a world on the edge of chaos, where humanity's fate shifts in an instant. A cosmic pulse sweeps the globe, and from its glow, each person is marked by the essence of a random creature. Their bodies and minds transformed by primal power. You're no longer just human, you're something more, something extraordinary. Tonight, we unveil the Dragonfly Class, a force so deceptively delicate it's easy to underestimate, until it strikes with the precision of a predator. In a neon-lit city square at dusk, a young woman feels a surge within her. Her skin prickles as a glowing, iridescent wing symbol burns into her arm. Her eyes flash emerald, and translucent, dragonfly-like wings sprout from her back, vibrating with a faint hum. Scale-like patterns shimmer across her cheeks, glowing with green and silver light, while sensory beads around her nose pulse softly. Fin-like structures flicker near her ears, and her hair ignites with streaks of bioluminescent green, silver, and red, flowing like a living flame. She dons a sleek combat suit, its scale-like panels etched with glowing lines of emerald, silver, and red, pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. As she steps into the square, the crowd gasps, her wings catch the fading light, casting prismatic reflections. She's no fragile insect. She's a warrior reborn, her gaze sharp enough to cut through steel. The Dragonfly Class isn't just speed, it's a storm of agility, cunning, and raw power. With 360-degree vision and reflexes that defy time, she moves like a specter, ready to carve through any foe. This is no ordinary hero. This is a legend waiting to unfold, a predator cloaked in beauty, poised to dominate the skies. Join us as we dive into the heart of her power, her strengths, and the battles that will define her legacy. You've seen her awaken, a spark of primal energy igniting her as the Dragonfly Class. Now, let's peel back the layers of this radiant predator, revealing the traits that make her a force of nature and the transformation that crafts her into a living legend. The dragonfly, a creature so small it seems insignificant, is a marvel of evolution. It's a hunter born of speed, with wings that blur at 54 kilometers per hour, darting and weaving in ways no prey can predict. Its eyes, massive and multifaceted, grant a near-perfect sphere of vision, spotting threats or targets from every angle. Its jaws and legs, deceptively delicate, snatch prey mid-flight with surgical precision. This is no mere insect, it's a sky-born assassin, and you've inherited its essence. Your body adapts, but not into some grotesque hybrid. You remain undeniably human, yet enhanced with a heroic edge. Across your cheeks, iridescent scales catch the light, shimmering green and silver like a dragonfly's exoskeleton, glowing faintly in the dark. Around your nose, tiny sensory beads pulse with bioluminescent light, sharpening your awareness of the air's subtle shifts. Near your ears, delicate, wing-like fins quiver, attuned to vibrations, amplifying your 360-degree perception. From your back, translucent wings unfold, not bulky but sleek, vibrating with a soft hum that scatters prismatic glints. Your hair, alive with streaks of emerald, silver, and red, dances as if kissed by storm, each strand glowing with an otherworldly sheen. Your combat suit is a masterpiece of design, sleek and aerodynamic, hugging your form like a second skin. Its scale-like panels ripple with flexibility, and glowing lines of green, silver, and red trace intricate patterns, pulsing in sync with your movements. Picture yourself hovering in a misty forest canopy at dawn, sunlight fracturing through your wings, casting rainbows across the leaves. Your eyes glint with predatory focus, scanning the horizon, missing nothing. Every motion is fluid, every glance a calculation. This transformation isn't just physical, it's a rebirth of instinct, speed, and precision. You're not just fast, you're untouchable. Not just aware, you're omniscient. The Dragonfly Class turns fragility into ferocity, a paradox of beauty and lethality. Next, we'll explore how you hone these gifts into weapons and strategies that dominate the battlefield. You've seen her emerge, a vision of shimmering wings and predatory grace. The Dragonfly Class reborn as a sky-born legend. Now, let's soar into the heart of her power, where strategy and relentless training transform her into a force that rewrites the battlefield. This isn't just about speed or sight, it's about wielding chaos with precision, turning fragility into a weapon that strikes fear into any foe. Your arsenal is as breathtaking as it is deadly, built on the dragonfly's primal instincts. First, your passive skills set the stage. Omnivision grants you a 360-degree view, your glowing eyes scanning every angle, catching the faintest flicker of movement, making ambushes impossible. Aerial grace fuels your flight, letting you dart and weave through the air with minimal effort, conserving energy for relentless assaults. Your active skills are where the carnage begins. Sonic Slash sends your wings vibrating at ultrasonic speeds, unleashing razor-sharp wind blades that slice through multiple enemies, shredding armor like paper. Prism flare channels light through your wings, erupting in a dazzling burst that blinds foes, leaving them stumbling and vulnerable. Rapid Strike is your precision masterpiece. A flurry of claw-like jabs targeting vital points, dropping opponents before they can react. Then comes the ultimate weapon, Tempest Strike, a once-per-battle cataclysm. You summon a 20-meter vortex of wind and prismatic light blades, tearing through enemies and disorienting them for 8 seconds. A storm of destruction that few can withstand, with a 5-minute cooldown locking its use to a single decisive moment. To master this arsenal, your training is nothing short of brutal. Omnivision demands sensory overload drills, staring into strobing lights while dodging projectiles from every direction, sharpening your mind to process chaos. Aerial grace is honed in high-altitude obstacle courses, weaving through jagged peaks at breakneck speed until your wings hum in perfect sync. Sonic Slash requires vibration training, pushing your wings to resonate in wind tunnels, enduring bone-rattling frequencies to perfect those deadly blades. Prism Flare is born in light amplification chambers, where you channel blinding bursts until your eyes ache, learning to weaponize radiance. Rapid Strike means endless sparring, striking moving targets with pinpoint accuracy, your muscles burning with each calculated hit. Tempest Strike is the ultimate crucible training in storm simulators. You channel wind and light through your body, risking collapse to unleash a vortex that shakes the skies. Picture a storm-ravaged aerial arena, where you dart between lightning bolts, slashing drones with Sonic Slash, blinding them with Prism Flare, then finishing with Rapid Strike. In a team, you're a disruptor supreme, scattering enemies with flares while tanks like Turtle hold the line, or setting up kills for snipers like Eagle. Your Tempest Strike turns battles, clearing paths for victory. The Dragonfly Class is a paradox of fleeting shadow that strikes like a tempest, but even this power has limits, and next, we'll uncover where you soar and where you falter. You've seen her dance through storms, weaving chaos with wings that hum like a blade, her skills honed to deadly perfection. But even a warrior as radiant as the Dragonfly Class has her edges, and her cracks, strengths that make her a nightmare in the skies and weaknesses that demand cunning to overcome. Let's soar into what makes her unstoppable and where she must tread carefully. Her greatest asset is her speed, blistering, untouchable, a blur that outpaces nearly any foe in open air. With aerial grace, she darts through battlefields at 54 kilometers per hour, twisting mid-flight to dodge lasers or strike from impossible angles. Her omnivision is a marvel, those glowing eyes catching every glint of danger, making her a scout without equal, spotting ambushes before they form. Sonic Slash and Rapid Strike turn her into a whirlwind of destruction, cutting through drones or armored enemies with surgical precision, while Prism Flare blinds entire squads, sowing panic for her allies to exploit. The Tempest Strike is her crowning glory, a vortex of wind and light that obliterates everything in a 20-meter radius, leaving foes reeling and broken. In open skies or sprawling terrains, she's a goddess of war, untouchable and relentless. Picture her soaring above a jagged canyon, wings glinting as she slices through a swarm of drones, her prism flare scattering their sensors in a burst of radiant chaos. But even gods have limits. Her defense is her Achilles heel, those delicate wings and slender frame can't withstand heavy blows. A single well-placed strike from a Rhino-class's charge or a Turtle-class's hammer can ground her, forcing her to rely on evasion. In confined spaces, her wings falter, trapped by walls or tangled in a Spider-class's webs, turning her speed into a liability. Her energy-intensive skills, especially Tempest Strike, drain her reserves, leaving her vulnerable if battles drag on. On land, her mobility plummets, her legs no match for her aerial prowess, making her a target for grounded predators like Wolf-class trackers. Imagine her cornered in a narrow cave, wings clipped by rock, struggling to dodge a Rhino-class's relentless assault while a Spider-class snares her from above. Yet, her intelligence shines through, adapting strategies to skirt these flaws. She thrives in open arenas, using speed and vision to control the fight, pairing with tanks to absorb damage or snipers to capitalize on her disruptions. The Dragonfly Class is a paradox of fragility and ferocity, a fleeting shadow that cuts like a storm. Next, we'll map her power on a hexagonal matrix and find her perfect role among allies. You've seen her carve through the skies, a fleeting, shadow-wielding chaos with lethal precision, her strengths shining, her weaknesses demanding cunning. Now, let's map her power on a hexagonal matrix, a prism that reveals why the Dragonfly Class soars among the elite. Picture a holographic display in a sleek command center. 6 traits pulsing with light, strength, speed, defense, intelligence, teamwork, and species potential. Strength scores a sharp 6 out of 10. Her sonic slash and rapid strike deliver devastating precision, cutting through armor with calculated force. Though they lack the raw power of heavier classes, speed is where she reigns supreme, hitting 9 out of 10 in the air, her aerial grace making her a blur that outmaneuvers any foe, darting through storms with ease. On land, she drops to 4, her wings faltering against gravity's pull. Defense sits at a fragile 4 out of 10. Her evasive agility saves her from many blows, but a single hit from a Rhino class can ground her delicate frame. Intelligence blazes at 9 out of 10. Her omnivision and prism flare showcasing a mind that reads battlefields like an open book, turning chaos into opportunity. Teamwork shines at 8 out of 10. Her flares and strikes disrupt enemies, setting up allies for victory, though she thrives most when given space to soar. Species potential soars at 9 out of 10. Her adaptability in open skies and complex terrains, paired with the apocalyptic Tempest strike, marking her as a versatile predator. Where does she fit? The Dragonfly Class is an aerial skirmisher and disruptor, a leader in chaotic battles or a scout who turns the tide. In the skies, she dictates the fight, blinding foes with light or shredding them with wind blades. On land, she leans on allies, using her vision to guide strategies. Her ideal teammates are tanks like Turtle or Rhino, who absorb punishment while she dances around enemies, scattering them with prism flare. Stealth classes like Chameleon sync with her ambushes, exploiting her disorienting burst. Ranged classes like Eagles soar alongside her, capitalizing on her crowd control to land precise shots. Picture her hovering above a storm-tossed battlefield, her glowing suit pulsing green, silver, and red, wings humming as she blinds a squad of drones, paving the way for a Turtle class to charge. This matrix unveils a truth. The Dragonfly Class is a radiant storm, blending speed, wit, and synergy to dominate. Next, we'll crown her place in the tier list and call you to join the fight. You've seen her power mapped across a prism of brilliance, her wings slicing through chaos with unmatched precision. Now, it's time to crown the Dragonfly Class where she belongs, S tier, the pinnacle of battlefield supremacy. This isn't just a class, it's a force of nature, a deceptive wisp that strikes like a storm, her speed in the skies a blazing 9 out of 10, makes her untouchable, weaving through enemy fire with aerial grace. Her intelligence, also a 9, turns every fight into a chess game, with omnivision and prism flare outsmarting foes at every turn. Sonic slash and rapid strike carve through defenses, while the Tempest strike unleashes a vortex of devastation, shredding anything in its 20-meter radius. Even her weaknesses, fragile defense and grounded struggles, fade against her cunning and synergy. Her 8 out of 10 teamwork binding allies into a flawless unit. Whether soaring over canyons or scouting for tanks like Turtle or snipers like Eagle, she redefines the fight, her glowing suit of green, silver, and red a beacon of dominance. The Dragonfly Class earns S tier not just for power, but for versatility. Turning fragility into a weapon that none can predict, she's a radiant predator, a fleeting shadow that leaves ruin in her wake. So, what's your verdict? Is the Dragonfly Class your ultimate warrior? Or do you hunger for another beast? Drop your thoughts in the comments, tell us why she soars. Or if another class could challenge her crown. Vote for the next species to uncover: a cunning fox, a ferocious shark, or a stealthy bat. Hit that subscribe button, join the battle, and let's unravel the next legend together. The skies are calling, will you answer?